Hey, it's Carlo Perusa, and today I am with another guest. Today I am with a top MMA prospect. He is coming off a victory at Jorge Masvidal's Icon FC4, where he finished Eddie Lamont within 20 seconds of the first round. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Ilay Barzilay. Eli, thank you for joining us today. Merry Christmas. How are you doing?
For sure. Merry Christmas. Thank you.
So, Eli, before you got into your MMA career, you were in youth BJJ. You did many tournaments. You won some big ones. What led you to the world of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
So yeah, before I started MMA, I was competing a lot. I came from a strong background of BJJ. I started at a very good BJJ gym in Israel. So I just competed a lot of competition in Israel. I won the nationals until 18, and then I got into the Israeli National Federation of the Jiu-Jitsu, and yeah, I start competing there. I did the European Championship, World Championship, won the European Championship, second at the Worlds, and then I decided to move to the MMA world. I felt like, always I knew I'm gonna be an MMA fighter and I'm gonna have a career in MMA. But I think that experience in a world class level of BJJ competition that helped me a lot. Helped me a lot. So
How exactly did you go by transitioning yourself from the world of BJJ into MMA?
so I start with some Muay Thai at the same time as I started the BJJ training. So I knew a little bit of Muay Thai and little bit of everything, but not in a good level. Then after I won this BJJ tournaments, I knew I gotta make my striking much better to go to the MMA. So I focus a lot on my wrestling and my striking. Um, I start training a lot of Muay Thai, a lot of BJJ. I did camps in Brazil to improve my striking and and uh, and everything. And that, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to make this adjustments, but I watched a lot of fights. I learned some moves. I saw how the BJJ guys doing in MMA. I learned some new positions, and that helped me a lot.
Overall, what is the mixed martial art and combat sports scene like in Israel? Is it pretty big over there?
It wasn't really big, but the thing is, it's there's not a lot of fighters. It's a very small country. The scene it's very small, and unfortunately, all the good fighters from Israel they living today outside of Israel. They living or in Russia or in the US or in Brazil. So it's hard. It's really hard to make some events when there's really little bit of fighters, which also like there's a lot of friends, everyone training with each other, everyone are friends and they don't want to fight each other. So I would say the community is very small, but the good fighters from Israel are really good and really tough. And I think the Israeli guys with a crazy win streak over the world, like all the guys that have international fights, they just keep winning and winning and killing it. So it's evolving a lot. And now the new generation, they start competing the IMMA F word, which is super good for the young guys because they can have an amateur career. Before they were just go right to the pro, and today they can start with some amateur fights and do it in the right way. So I think it's growing and there's a lot of potential.
Another fighter from Israel, who a lot of people are starting to hear of now is Nathan Levy. He was in your corner at the Icon FC4 event. How did you meet Nathan, and does he act as a mentor to you at all?
Yeah, so me and Atan are from the same city in Israel. We both from Herzliya, and when I was like 13, 14 years old, He already was training. Like he came a few times to Israel after his fights, and he was training at the same gym I train. Um, so for me, is a big mentor. He helped me since I'm a young man. I'm a young kid. I think he saw how hard I'm working in the gym, and he took me as a project. And from there, he's like my big brother. He helped me so much. He helped me when I moved to the US, and I can tell you, in this sport, you gotta be very selfish. There's not a lot of people you want them to succeed more than you, and I can tell you, he's one of the very few people that I'm like, I want him to be. I want him like. It's important for me that he's gonna be the biggest MMA star ever from Israel, and I gonna do my best to have the greatest career I can. But I hope he's gonna be the GOAT of the Israeli MMA in that. And there's really few people that I like that much.
I was actually at the Orlando Fight Night a couple weeks ago. I saw him in action. He put on a pretty good performance, didn't he? I mean, he looked pretty good in there. Picked up a big win.
Yeah, yeah. Awesome win, and now he's with a 2 win streak in the UFC. That's great. I saw him from his amateur days. He worked so hard to get to the position he is today, and just to see him today killing it in the UFC, start having that win streak, I really think he can go far. I believe in the next year you're gonna go move forward through the top 15 of the lightweight division.
Now, did Nathan play a role in you leaving Israel to come to the United States?
Yeah, for sure. My plan was always to go to Brazil. I thought I'm gonna live in Brazil, do there all the camps. He was in Vegas at the time. I mean, he's still in Vegas, but he just started that path that no one in Israel did it before. Like maybe just one or two fighters, but he started a path when he's starting with amateur fights in the US. He's doing it in the right way. He's getting the experience, and he's training at the highest level at Vegas. With great guys from all over the world. And then he told me always, you need to come to Vegas. That's the center. That's the center of the MMA fighting. And it might be better for you that from Brazil, because there's more opportunity, of course, in the US. And then I go to the US for 3 months. It was the hardest time of my life. I barely knew how to speak English. I lived there alone, and I have really hard time. But I knew that if I gonna overcome this, I gonna be a very strong man, and nothing gonna break me if I really want this. And then I really like the training in the US. I felt like it's right, like that's the place to grow up. That's the place to show your skills for all the world. And from since then, I'm now in the US like already 4 years. So yeah, I took his pet. He had his pet that he was doing to the UFC. Now I try to do the same pet. I feel like because we have very similar pet. A lot of people from Israel expecting me, of course, also to be the next one to go to the UFC. But of course, we have different style of fighting. He came from a different background than me, but I feel like we're very similar in the way that we see, like how we take serious the fighting game and all the sacrifice we're willing to do. I feel like in that thing we're really similar. So I definitely can see him as a mentor for me.
Now let's talk about your amateur career a little bit. You had a total of 6 amateur contests. You won 5 of them. You lost your first one split decision. Did that give you any sort of added momentum? And maybe not momentum, but did that give you any added motivation? Or did you change at all after that first loss?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone starting their career, even if it's like amateur career. Everyone starting, they're going to the first MMA fight, and everyone imagine like how they gonna win, how they gonna smash it, and of course you wanna start with some nice win. But I took some other very good guy, and when two beasts fighting, one gotta win, right? One gotta win, one gotta lose. I took some other Mexican, very tough fighter. Today is like he's doing very good at the pro. He's like 6-1, I think, and so it was very tough fight, very close. For me, I think I won this fight. The thing is, I just turned 18, like few days before the fight. So I came from, I was like more like a BJJ fighter, not complete, but I think for the first fight, what do you want to say about your fighter? If you're a coach, you want to see he got some heart. You want to see he can go through hard positions. You want to see him coming back after a loss, and all that stuff. I proved that I belong to. Um, I would say like. I proved that I have a very strong mindset for this game because I came back from that loss, and I just was killing it after it. It gave me so much motivation, and today you can see 98% of the new generation, they want to be fighters. They're losing the first fight and they give up. But I knew it doesn't matter. I knew that's what I want to do in my life, and I knew like I knew my level is very good, so it was just about time when I gonna get my next win.
You have shown in your amateur career that you're a very versatile fighter. You have victories by submission as well as victories by knockout. How big is the finish to you? Is that something you look to try to get in every fight you compete in?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. After the first fight, something was stuck in my head, and I don't want to trust Jalsa anymore. That's not good. You can tell that by all the fights today. If you can go to the finish, I would rather. If I can go if I can finish the fight, I would rather finish anytime. So that's definitely something that it's pretty dominant in my game. I think I always going forward, always trying to finish the fight. In the past, I could do it just more with my grappling skills, and today I can do it also with my striking skills. I feel like I'm dangerous in the striking, I'm dangerous in my grappling.
Now, just in August, you made your professional debut, Ikon FC4. Going into that, you were fighting a guy from Savannah. You're going in MMA territory. You're fighting a hometown guy. You looked pretty good. You finished the fight in 20 seconds. You caught him with a nice right that hurt him, and you finished it on the ground. Walk me through that fight. Going into it, were you expecting to use that right hook? And when you were able to land that right shot, were you going in it thinking that you were going to do that? Did you see an opening? How did it all come about?
So of course, I watch videos before the fight. Dude was a good boxer. He had some good record he had some good amateur career, and I had also good amateur career. So we both been in position that people just didn't want to fight us because we had a lot of success in the amateur career. So for our record, that's a risky fight to take for our opponents. We decided to fight each other. I expected a war, I thought it's gonna be a 15 minute fight. I was preparing for a 15-minute fight. Um, I knew I gonna hurt him in the feet. I knew I gonna hurt him at some point, but I thought I gonna hurt him and then finish him on the ground. I didn't thought I gonna hurt him in the first punch of the fight. But during all the camp, we work on. We saw when he's landing the jab, there's a lot of time until he is back with his hand to the head. We saw he's throwing the jab, and it takes for him a lot of time uh, to back with his hand. So we worked some drills to respond the jab with some hook, with some right hand, and unfortunately, it took just one punch to knock him down. But I mean, I knew I gonna do it, but I didn't thought it's gonna be that fast.
After the fight, were you able to talk to Jorge Masvidal at all? Did he have any words for you?
Yeah, Masvidal was very impressed. He told me he was a little bit scary about this fight because dude was very tall for the division, so he thought I'm gonna have a hard time with him. And he also told me, I thought you're a grappler. I saw your amateur fights, and you just like you mostly grappler. You mostly grappled in this fight. So I think the things about me, what is really good, is that I keep improving. I working every day hard, and I just keep improving and improving my game. And I try to be. You can't be perfect, but I try to be perfect at everything. I want to be good at the striking, same as I good in my grappling. Same as I good in my grappling. So, I just every fight I think people don't know what to expect for because I keep improving. I'm more dangerous, more strong. Um, so that's the main thing that I think put me little bit different from the other fighters that starting their career. I taking it very very seriously, and I'm looking to improve every day.
Now, a lot of people hold you, you have that title as a top MMA prospect. You have a lot of hype behind you, and that's what you mentioned to Pro Gonzalez after the fight. So the hype is real. Does the hype give you motivation? Is it a distraction at all? Does it add pressure? How do you handle that?
I mean, in the beginning, a few fights ago, I would say that yes, because I still didn't knew myself very good. So, but today, I mean, I feel like I know myself very good. I know where's my skill, where I know what my skills are. I know how hard I work, and I think I have great education from my parents since I'm a kid. Um, I know how to deal with that kind of stuff because I mean, I'm just doing what I love, and I'm working hard, but I don't think like I'm better from others or stuff like that. So for me, it's like for me, I mean, I'm very comfortable with that pressure. I feel like I'm good with pressure. I don't feel that's affect me in a good stuff or in a bad stuff. I doing what I love, and and if I want to be a star in the future, I'm gonna deal with much more pressure than that. So 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 for me, that's a good test for the future. That's a if I want to deal with such a high pressure in the future, I gotta deal with that pressure because Israel, it's a small country. There's very few. There's not a lot of fighters from there, and there's a lot of people supporting. There's a lot of people that supporting. So so if you want to be a successful fighter from Israel, you gotta know how to deal with that pressure. And also, I have good example from Natan. I can see how much pressure he have, and I can see how he can handle that. So I'm saying like if he can handle that kind of pressure, why I can't?
Now, you're in Brazil currently, right? That where you're at right now?
Yeah, yeah.
And now, who exactly in Brazil, who are you training with out there?
So I'm training in the gym. It's called the Fighting Nerds. Caio Bocaio is a big upcoming star UFC fighter. He's training there. He's on a 3 win streak over Russians. There's another UFC fighter from there. And the thing about this gym, um, most of the fighters there today, no one really knows them because they were very young and they in the beginning of their career. But I'm telling you, they monsters. Like there's some fighters from there that they're giving me harder rounds than a UFC fighters. in Vegas. So that's what good. Everyone putting the work together. There's the coach there, Pablito, with the other guys. There's like every session, there's like 3 coaches on the mat. They keep correcting the fighters. Every coach have a different style, fighting style, but everyone have kind of the same mentality and same idea. A lot of pressure. They understand distance very good. They doing some very specific stuff, and they do it very, very good. So for me, I felt like I fitting good to the gym, and I'm more than happy to do my first camp in Brazil for a fight. And I'm half Brazilian. My mother, she's Brazilian, and in my time here, I just felt much more connected with the country, with everything. So for me, that's an honor to train in Brazil, in my motherland, and to represent a gym from Brazil.
All right, last question for you. What is next for you? We're almost out of 2022 here, almost in 2023. Do you think you're going to have a fight here soon? Are you going to plan to come back to the United States, come back to Extreme Couture at one point? What's next?
For sure. So unfortunately, I didn't was active as I would want to in the last year. Because I started my pro career, I got a lot of refuses to fight me, and but this year I coming with everything, because this year I really want to make statement, like a big statement. Like I want to show why I gonna be one of the hottest prospects in the world. I want to show why I belong to the top level of the sport. So my goal is to win like 4 fights in this year, and 2024 I wanna have contract with the UFC. But from now, the only thing I can control is to fight and win, right? So I just want to start have that fight, want to start winning, and step by step. I think 2024 gonna be a big year, but then next year I will need to continue my win streak. Now I'm on a 6-win streak, and I want another 4 wins in this year.
Well, Ilay, I wish you nothing but the best in 2023, man. Thank you so much for talking to me today.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.